This is the death of college sports as we know it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Reefer Jack Reefer. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to get back at it. The channel's undergoing some changes, so bear with me, but I think you guys are going to like what I have in store for you. Now, one of the changes, you can see obviously my hair is starting to grow back, so I'm pretty excited about that, and yeah, I think we're going to prosper under this. So, there's a lot of changes going on in the collegiate world right now. July 1st, the NIL policy from the NCAA takes effect. Now, what is NIL, you may ask? NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. Essentially, it means that the players can now profit off their name and likeness through autograph signings, appearances. They can host a summer camp, to go on a marketing company, which, good for them. Go make that money. But I think NCAA has opened up a can of worms that's going to kill collegiate sports. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is going to turn into a money grab, people. Just like everything else, it's going to turn into a money grab. I don't know why people are kidding themselves over this. This is a good thing. It's a good thing for the 5 best players on Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. I think Notre Dame's going to turn into a juggernaut with all this marketing. For those players, it's great. They're going to make a lot of money. They can have autograph signings. They can hold summer camps. But also the big thing is companies can now contact them to endorse products. Now, there's not really any restrictions on this at the moment. It's a bit of the Wild West, so we already know what's going to happen, people. There's going to be some boosters that come out there and say, hey DJ, let's give you $50K for you to make a Instagram post about my sports drink. Now, I don't know if it's $50K worth of a post, but you get the general gist. That these boosters are going to come out, and instead of paying these players under the table, they're just going to be able to legally just give them the money to endorse a product, make an appearance somewhere, and it's going to become a marketing ploy. Or a marketing ploy for schools. Schools like Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, Florida, a bunch of other major competitive schools are now going to market to recruits, hey, we provide marketing opportunities for you to go out and make money. We go out and we physically search for opportunities. Now, schools haven't gotten to that yet, but Ohio State hired a marketing firm to teach their players how to market themselves. Now, the next step in this process is schools are going to hire specific departments to find these players marketing opportunities. Now, how does that feed into the rest of the college sports dying? Well, for one, I think it's going to turn certain universities into just absolute juggernauts because they're boosters, and the exposure that you get going to that school is going to just propel you into financial prosperity. Take Notre Dame, for example. Notre Dame, they're a good team. They made the playoffs last year. But, they're not quite at that Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State level. But Notre Dame has one of the best, if not best, national fan bases in the country. Being the star quarterback for Notre Dame is like being the star quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Now look at all those contracts and endorsement deals that Dak Prescott has. Is Dak actually that good? Probably not. I'm happy the Cowboys are stuck with him, though. Sorry, Cowboy fans. But anyways, so being the Notre Dame quarterback, you're like the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. You're going to be marketed across the country. It's going to be, Notre Dame overall is a very marketable school. They have a very dedicated fan base, and now Notre Dame's going to be able to use that as a pitch to recruits to come as, hey, we have one of the best fan bases. They buy our stuff. They're going to buy your stuff. They're going to make you money. And that's just what's going to happen. They're going to start selling players on, you can make money coming to my school. Now, how does this feed into the rest of college sports? Well, I think in about 10 years, 15 maybe, but I think by 10 years down the road, other college sports athletes, track and field, soccer, baseball, softball, are going to be looking at their athletic departments and be saying, hey, you're finding all these marketing opportunities and helping these football and basketball players find all these opportunities to market themselves and make money with all these deals with boosters, corporations, everything. Why aren't you giving me equal opportunity to market myself? And this is going to turn into a giant lawsuit, and honestly, universities aren't going to want to deal with it. So what are they going to do? They're just going to cut the sport. That's the easiest thing to do, just cut the sport. I think it's going to go, eventually we're going to dwindle down to men's football, men's basketball, and the 2 or 3 cheapest women's sports that match scholarships up for men's basketball and men's football. That's just what it's going to turn into, and then they're going to find equal marketing opportunities for those female athletes. And what happens to the rest of sports? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe club sports suddenly take over and club baseball becomes huge and replaces varsity baseball. Or maybe they keep the sports, they just don't give scholarships anymore for it, and teams just turn on to walk-on teams. It could be interesting. But I think we're in for a very decisive next decade on what direction collegiate sports are going to go. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? As I said earlier, for the 5 best players on the football team, great thing. You know, for the best 3 maybe basketball players in the basketball team, great thing. They're going to make a lot of money, and honestly, I guess good for them, but they're going to be screwing over a lot of people in the future. Now, how does this rope into Clemson football, you may ask? Well, not very well, folks. Because honestly, I don't know if Clemson has the firepower to compete with some of these universities that are going to emerge as this develops and we kind of get deeper and deeper into name, image, and likeness rights, and who's making money and how players are making money from it. Because I don't know if I'm sorry, I don't know if the car dealership in Clemson, South Carolina can compete with the car dealership in Austin, Texas. I mean, maybe they can, but to me, it doesn't seem very likely. I think these bigger city schools, your Texas, University of Texas in Austin, Miami, USC out in LA, and possibly even Georgia Tech in Atlanta. If Georgia Tech can get some good players there, I think there's going to be a lot of local interests and local businesses that want to sign these players to marketing endorsements, to make an appearance at the restaurant, to make a post about the restaurant, to be in an advertisement for the restaurant. And I just think that these larger markets are going to provide more opportunities and more money to top recruits and players than these smaller college towns can. I think it may be a dynamic shift. And, unfortunately, it may happen. Now, I could be completely wrong. The flip side of the argument is that I'm completely ignoring, because I don't think it's going to happen. The flip side is, hey, now it physically pays to be one of the top guys at your university, so there's more encouragement for the top-rated recruits to go to different schools and spread out a little bit more, be the big man on campus, because it pays to be the big man on campus. Yada, 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 I get it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's going to be certain schools that can provide the most money, the most marketing opportunities, and top-notch competition. And I think it's just going to happen that way. Now, hopefully I'm completely wrong. Hopefully it works out great for everyone. For the record, I wouldn't mind if players made money off autographs and jerseys. Those are the only 2 ways that, in my opinion, I would want the players to make money. It's autographs. Go sign as many autographs as you want. Have an autograph signing event where you say, hey, it's $5 an autograph, $5 a picture, or whatever you want to charge. Or go to Fanatics and sign as many jerseys as you want. And then in terms of jersey sales, I think universities just start selling jerseys with players' names on the back, and players get, I don't know, 15%, 20% cut. Now, those obviously benefit the better players because, the backup punter is not going to be getting as much jersey sales as the starting quarterback is, but I don't know. We'll see how this progresses. It kind of turns into a NFL locker room type situation where everybody's looking around, seeing how much the guy next to them is making. And with free agency approaching us in college football, the whole transfer portal and all these 1 year immediate eligibility, it's kind of turning into free agency. Guys are going to start looking around the country and saying, hey, where can I make the most money right now? Because that's what they do right now. I mean, the top recruits are looking, hey, who can get me to the NFL? And why do they want to go to the NFL? Why go to the NFL so much? There's a lot of money to be made there, people. Hey, and that's all I got today. Thanks for listening. See you guys in the next one. Deuces. Tell someone you love them today.